Hi, I'm Shannon with Home Alchemy Living, and today I'm going to show you how to repair a hole in a door. What I have are 8 hollow core doors on the second floor of my house, and they all need a makeover. They need some love because I didn't love them to begin with. However, I would, as much as I would love to order 8 new doors, I can't do that right now. And so, with the many tutorials that are out there right now with picture frame molding, you can make them shaker style. You can even make some of these hollow core doors look like real wood. I've seen some of that done before, which looks pretty neat. And just to keep it simple, I'll be doing a tutorial just to show you walking through the steps how I'm going to do mine. I'm just going to keep it simple, picture frame molding on each side of each door. And but before I get to that point, I have a hole in one of the doors in my bathroom, and it's a small hole. There must have been like a towel rack there at some point. We've been in the house now for 2 years, and I'm making my way to these doors finally because I can't look at them anymore. However, it needs a patch before I can start priming it and adding the molding and everything else. What I love, and I've used these a couple times for holes in drywall. A railing had come out of the stairs and had to be replaced, and there was a nice little hole left from where it previously was, and I used one of these guys. It is a wall repair patch. They come in a bunch of different sizes. This one is 4 by 4, 4 inches by 4 inches. So I'm going to be using this. You may need a 40 to 60 grit sanding block just to kind of smooth out any rough edges of where, around the hole, especially if it's in something like hollow core door, in something like a hollow core door, or your drywall. You may need to cut out any kind of excess that might be sticking out or any rough spots. So first you would want to cut that out, sand it down, wipe all the powder off the door. The next thing you're going to do is add one of these guys to cover it up. Doesn't need to look perfect because you're going to be covering all this anyway with joint compound. What I typically use is USG, all-purpose joint compound, and one of these guys, a putty knife. All right, let's get started. Okay, so here's the lovely hollow core door. I had already sanded the area and wiped it off, prepping it and getting it ready to put the repair patch on. What you then want to do is grab your repair patch, take the backing off, and then you're going to apply it over the area that you want to cover up. Once you have it on the door, you're going to go ahead and just smooth out the edges of the patch to make sure that it is, securely on the door. Once you've done that, you can go ahead and grab whatever joint compound it was that you plan on using in your putty knife, and you can go ahead and start to apply. After you have it, I usually put on like a good thick layer, and then I'll walk away for a few hours. In this case, it was the evening, so I just put it on at night and came back to it the next morning. It does not take a whole night for it to dry. You can just put it on and come back to it a few hours later. Once the area is completely dry, you're going to go ahead and grab your sanding sponge and just give it a light sand, just enough to smooth everything out, to prep the surface and get it ready for one more layer of compound. I typically just take a damp rag and just go around the edges, clean it up a little bit, and then reapply some more joint compound. You really just want to get the door nice and smooth. You don't want any of the mesh showing through or any kind of hard bumps or edges or anything like that. And you're going to leave it to dry. The final step is coming back and giving it one last sanding. And again, don't sand too much because you want to leave, you don't want it to wear through to the patch. Just enough to make it nice and smooth. Last but not least, you can get all these supplies at any big box tool store or your local hardware store. If you like the video, please share, like, Subscribe or comment down below. Thanks.